أهلين يا ستي، تفضلوا. أهلا وسهلا يا ستي. تعالوا. تعالوا يا ستي. You're happy people today. I know why you're laughing. Because today we're gonna start a new story. Welcome, welcome. Sit on Hasira. And if you are ready, I am ready too. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Today we're starting another long story, and the name of this story is Gatir Elnada. Gatir Elnada means the beautiful little drop of rain on the flower or on the tree leaf. Do you know what that is? The tiny little drop of water on it. Our story today, Gatir Elnada, has the magic all installed in the fruits, and you will see what I mean. It's a very romantic story, full of love, magic, and lots of imagination and lots of beautiful fruits. Okay, so sit down, relax, and have some grapes and some fruits, and let's start. Once upon a time, a man who's working in the forest, his job is to cut the wood for fire. So he had a little cottage on the edge of the forest. And in that cottage, he lived with his wife. They were very happy together, except for one thing. They don't have children, and they can't have children. The wife have tried everything, all the medicine, she's seen all the doctors, all the midwives, but nothing worked. They've been married for 10 years and no babies yet. One day, her husband went to the forest to work as usual, and she was in the house doing housework, and she heard a salesman walking past her cottage saying, "We sell magic apples, very fertile, to make any lady get pregnant." "Ah," she said, "that's exactly what I need. I should try the magic apple." So she opened the window and she asked the man to come closer. The man said, "One apple. You take a shower, make sure that you are clean, and then you eat it. Couple of days later, you get pregnant. Guaranteed." So she paid him all the money she has, and she took the apple. And she said, I'm going to have a shower first, so what am I going to do? So she put the apple on the kitchen table, and she went inside the bathroom. Her husband came home. He went straight to the kitchen to see what his wife cooked, and he saw the apple. It was so shiny and yummy and delicious. He couldn't resist it. So he grabbed the apple and he ate it all. The wife came out of the shower and she said, there was an apple here. Where did it go? And the man said, I'm sorry, I ate it. What's wrong with that? She said, it's a special magic apple and it's for pregnancy. What's going to happen to you now? Are you going to get pregnant, my dear husband? The man got really scared. He didn't know what to do. He went to bed thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? 2 days passed and he started feeling alive, a heartbeat, but not inside his tummy. No, inside his leg. He's going to have a baby from his leg. He was terrified and ashamed. So he stopped seeing people. He looked himself up inside his house. He didn't want to see anybody. He didn't want anyone to see him like this. And then the day passed and the months, and his legs started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. 9 months. he decided to go to the forest, take a knife with him, and cut his leg open and take whatever inside it and get rid of it. So he took a knife with him in the middle of the night, and he went to the forest, and he did that. And he pulled what's inside his leg, and it was a baby girl, and she was alive, and she was crying, wah, wah, wah. He got so confused and shocked, he didn't know what to do. So he looked around, it's just big trees and big branches. So he got a piece of wood, and he made it like a platform on a tree, and he put the baby on that platform, safe, away from other animals on the floor. And then he sought his wand, and he walked back home like nothing happened. What do you think will happen to the baby girl? Wah, 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 in the middle of the forest. Well, the girl did survive. On that forest, on that platform, the wooden platform the father put her on, used to live on that tree an eagle mother. You see her, Mama Eagle? Yeah. She used to come and bring food with her to her babies. And when she saw the baby girl, she brought food to the baby girl as well. And on that same forest, under that same tree, there was a beautiful bird, peacock. Can you see it? In the morning, when the sun came out, the peacock said, "Oh, the poor little girl under the sun." So he shaded her with his beautiful feathers. And there was a goat, a mama goat. She used to give the baby milk. All these animals, they looked after her. And even the swan in the lake under the tree, there's a tiny lake under the tree. The swan used to get some water, fill her beak with water, and go feed the baby some water. They looked after the baby, and the baby started growing, getting bigger and bigger. And the baby started crawling. She got down from the tree, and look at her, chasing butterflies. She was happy, playing around with all the beautiful animals looking after her. And you see, a lovely place. She lived a happy life in the forest, day after day, months after months, year after year. She grew, and she became a beautiful young lady. 16 years passed, and the girl became a stunning young woman. Look how beautiful she is now. She's still living in a tree, but not just on a platform. She fixed it up, and she made it big, like a copy house. And she lived in there happily with all her animal friends. One day, she heard horses and men talking and laughing. So she moved the branches away to have a good scene. She had a good view of what's happening. The prince and his friends were in a hunting journey. And on horses, they were coming back tired. They needed some water to drink and give to their horses. They saw the little lake under the tree, so they decided to stop there and take a break. Gatir Elnada was sitting on the tree as usual, hiding from them all, just watching them from far away. The prince went down to drink some water from the lake, and the lake was so still, like a mirror. The surface of the water just like a mirror. So he went down, grabbed some water with his hand to drink, and he looked on the water surface. It looks like a mirror, and he saw a beautiful girl, the reflection of Gatir Elnada on water. He was really thrilled. And because he was shocked, he didn't know what to do, he stumbled and he fell in the water. She couldn't hold herself, so she laughed at the scene. So he put his head up and he looked and he saw her, the most beautiful girl he's ever seen in his life. Instantly he fell in love with her. And he said to himself, I'm coming back tomorrow. Somehow I have to make this girl my wife. And he did. Actually, he used to do that every single day. He would leave the palace on the horse, come to the forest, and try to talk to the girl. Of course, the girl is raised in a forest. She can't speak like other humans do. She doesn't have clothes like the other humans do. She doesn't eat their food. So what the prince used to do is bring some fruits for her to convince her to come down from the tree. He was very nice to her, very polite, always with a smiling face, to write all the sign language he can come up with to communicate with her. And he's like giving her a beautiful apple. Look, this is nice. Just come down, come taste it. Me, prince. You? What's your name? Who are you? Day after day, he taught her how to speak. So she was speaking. And he brought her beautiful clothes from the palace. And he bought her jewelries and comb to comb her hair. And he kept doing that for a long time, until the girl, Gatir Elnada, started to really trust him. So every time she would wait for him, as soon as she can hear the horse from a distance, she will come down from the tree and she would meet him. They will walk together, talk together. He will give her human food, some clothes to wear and change, take her on the back of his horse, and they go for horse riding. Sometimes they go for a walk. And they have good time talking together. They became really good friends. The girl, Gatir Elnada, started to fall in love with the prince, just like he fell in love with her. So one day, he came to her and he said, Gatir Elnada, I want to marry you. Would you marry me? She laughed and she said yes. So he put her on his horse and he said, now it's time that I take you to my palace and introduce you to my mom and dad and show them the woman that I want to marry. So he took her on his horse and he bought her really nice clothes so she can look like a princess when she meets his parents. And he took her all the way to the palace. Of course, when he introduced her to his parents, they were not happy. Although she looked so beautiful and the prince was really in love with her, the Sultan and his wife were not happy at all. The Sultan wanted him to marry a princess, not a girl from the forest that nobody knows where she came from and who her parents are. And the Sultan's wife, she had different plans. She wanted the prince to marry her niece so they can put the money from the two kingdoms together and live wealthy forever. So they didn't like the idea of their son marrying Gatir Elnada. But the prince insisted and he said, I'm going to marry her and no other, no matter what you do. I love her and no woman would be my wife but Gatir Elnada, whether you like it or not. And he did. The wedding was really wonderful. 7 days and 7 nights. The celebrations all over the kingdom. And everyone was happy. Dancing, eating, celebrating. except the mother. His mother was not happy at all. And you would expect me to say, and they lived happily ever after, and that's the end. No, it's not the end yet. It's only part 1, and there's going to be part 2 and part 3 of the story of Gatir Elnada. So that's it for tonight. So kids, it's bedtime for you now. I wish you the happiest dream, and good night.